They will go there to help you to chart your own land to show it to you. The quantity survey of building, they are the one that will give you what it will cost you to finish a particular building. Maybe for example, you want to build a 3-bedroom.
Hello, Mrs. Abosede. Hello,
call on the quantity surveyor. They are the construction economists. They are the one that will determine the project value for you before executing it, so that you will know. Hello, hello,
yes,
are we together?
Yes,
hello?
Yes, ma.
Hello?
We are together. Hello,
hello,
we are together, ma.
Are we together?
Yes, ma. We are together.
Okay, you wanted to say something.
No, it's because your voice was breaking.
Okay,
but
you can hear me. Yes, I think it's because of the environment I am. Okay. So, like I said, the quantity surveyor, they are the one that will help you with the costs that will finish the project before you go into it. Now, back to estate surveyor and valuer. The estate surveyor and valuer, they are the land economists. We are the land economists that engages in the management for the optimum return. What did I mean by optimum return? Can you hear me loud and clear? Are you hearing me?
You're breaking.
Hello?
We can't hear you.
We can't really hear you very well, ma.
You're breaking, please.
Your voice is breaking, ma.
Wow. I think it's because of where I am, but I will try.
We can hear you better now. We can hear you better.
Okay. Surveyor and valuer, we are the land economists, like I said. We engage in the management of for optimum return. And what did I mean by optimum return? Let's say, for example, you build your house now, you are not there. You needed somebody to manage it for you, to get you your rent as that needs to be done in that property, whether you are there or you are not. That is what estate surveyor and valuer, that is what we are into. We are the land economists that we advise you that as time goes on, this is what you need to put in your property for it to command a better rent in the neighborhood where the property is situated. If you look around, you will see that there are a lot of places that are strictly residential before. They are now commercial. They are now commercial domain. Are we together?
Yes, ma.
Hello?
Yes, ma, we are together.
Hello?
Hello, ma, we can hear you.
Yes. You will see that, thank you very much. You will see that on a lot of highways now, you have a lot of high-rise buildings, like a shopping mall, like a banking institute. It is an estate surveyor that will advise you that in this your neighborhood, it's better you convert this your property to a commercial property that will generate more income, more than what you are generating presently. If it is an area is strictly residential before, and we notice that it's tending towards commercial, it is the work of an estate surveyor and valuer to advise your clients, the landlord, that my clients, this property, can't you do one or two moderation to make it to befit what the market is saying now? When the first speaker, Mrs. Edwards, was speaking, you will see that the work of estate surveyor and valuer, they go hand in hand with the work of the interior decorator. We partner with them to ensure that we enhance the value of the property so that it will command a better fee, a better return for the owner of the property. That is what estate surveyor and valuer, that is what we majorly engages in. We do, and sometimes we do what we call property valuation. Maybe you have your property now, you are a financial institution to get a facility. Maybe you want to embark into a business project and you needed funds. You want to use your property as what we call collateral. We are the one that will help you to determine the worth of that property, what you're looking at or not. If you're ready to commit to their funds, they want to know what they are going to get in return. That this person that is coming to collect money from us, what what is the worth of he or she, provided anything goes wrong with the facility we are granting? Is there a way we can recoup back our investments? That is what estate surveyor and valuer, that is what we majorly do. Did you hear me loud and clear? Sorry,
yes,
am I communicating?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you
so
sorry.
Much, it's because of the environment. I'm so sorry. It's where I am. I'm on transit. That is why it is breaking. I'm so sorry.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Yes, Mrs. Bolanle Edwards, I would like to ask you that for the prospective students, what are the soft skills? What are the soft skills and extracurricular activities that you think they can get involved in order to aspire, when in the case of maybe they want to aspire into being an interior design consultant?
Okay, can we please mute? I'm getting some feedback. Okay, basically, there's no, interior design, like I said, I was working before I went into it. In fact, I was working in an IT department in Shell when I went into that space. So definitely I was armed with information technology skill, which is very key now. I mean, back then, it was quite, it's not something that was easy to come by for somebody to have IT knowledge if you want to go into interior design. But luckily I had that environment that helped me to be able to project, quickly. So information technology is very good. IT, you must harm yourself, because there are times that we are dependent on an architect to do a design and they're busy. But if you have the foreknowledge of at least, even though everybody has got their own skills, but there are times that you may have to do some things by yourself. So you must know that. Then you must also have accounting skills. No matter how little, you must be able to keep your books. Keeping books is very, very key. You must be able to do your addition, multiplication. You must be able to do a proper quotation that is ready to fly. Again, you must also be able to know at least some level of project management. Project management is very vast. And when you're doing project management, you're talking about having to supervise, having to making sure that the job is quality, it is top notch, delivery time is on point, and you are making sure that your clients can call you over and over and over again. And I will tell you what happened recently. I have a friend who is a real estate person, but that's why I said that we all work together, like Mrs. Ige now. We can collaborate even after here. She's a realtor, and when she sells homes to people, Nigeria or diaspora, she calls on people like us to say, okay, let's see how we can make sure that this place can come to a very beautiful living area. So we come in with our expertise and we go in there and design. So we just finished designing a terrace now, and the client, of course, was very happy, and they're happy to also recommend us to other people. So assuming we do not have that foreknowledge, we probably wouldn't have gotten the job. But at the time, don't let me ever see that person again. She shouldn't come near us. We don't like the way she worked. That's why it's always good to handle yourself with such skills. So basically, those few things I said is very important. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. From what you've said, I can see that part of the soft skills, the person must have an accounting ability, must be able to write quotation, and also a little bit of project management. Okay, thank you very much, Ma. So over to you, Mrs. Abosede Ige. Mrs. Abosede Ige, thank you very much, Ma. So what are the soft skills and extracurriculum activities for our potential students in your field?
Like Mrs. Edwards said, in fact, our work is, our profession is interwoven. Let me use that word.
Absolutely.
For you to be a successful estate surveyor and valuer, for you to be a successful estate surveyor and valuer, you must have accounting knowledge, because you must be accountable. You must be able to know, like when I was talking the last time, I said we do what we call valuation. For you to be able to get your calculation right, you must have the knowledge of what is going on in the building industry presently. So that when you do a valuation for your clients will be able to trust your judgment. I don't see as an estate surveyor and valuer, if a client walk up to you to ask you, what is the worth of the property in this locality? Without consultation, you should be able to give them reasonably what the going price is in that neighborhood, especially in the locality where we stay. You know, you cannot have the knowledge of everything. Nobody is an island, an island of knowledge. But you must, in your area or in your locality, you should be able to have an idea of what is going on in that neighborhood. And also, you must be able to tell people, you must be able to advise your clients very well that, okay, what is trending now is no more duplex. What is in the vogue now is maybe a block of flats. You can have a land area of, let's say, a plot of land. Your client can walk up to you and ask you, what with this thing? What investment can I put on this land presently that will give me optimum return? You should be able to advise your client rightly. You cannot expect somebody that is expecting return. You cannot tell the person to put a duplex on such a land. You can advise such person that you can put a block of 6 or a block of 8 that will be generating income for that person on a yearly basis. So those are the foreknowledge, and you must be able to have the idea. Estate surveying and valuation is a mixture of science and arts. You must be able to have the idea to be able to tell them that, oh, in the market now, this is what is going on. Like Mrs. Edwards said, you can tell them, let's combine this and this. You will see that lately, people are no more using the wardrobe that they fix in the house. It's movable wardrobe that is training now. Even in the kitchen, you let your clients know, add this to your property. It will be an added advantage for you. So you need to have the knowledge. You must be somebody that is free. An estate surveyor and valuer must be somebody that has a free mind. You must have the flair for traveling, because by the time you travel, you see other things you bring into the profession that will be an added advantage, that will make your clients to trust your judgment. That anytime you speak to a client, your client will always tell you, go to that firm. Like the firm I work now, TAIWO & Co. is a foremost company of estate surveying and valuation in Nigeria. A lot of people want to do things with TAIWO & Co. because of integrity. Because they know that when you get to TAIWO & Co., they will give you the price of the worth of your property as at that date of valuation. And the motto of the profession itself is honesty and devotion. For you to be a successful estate surveyor and valuer, you must be honest, you must be devoted, you must be ready to give it what it takes, you must be ready to crack all odds, irrespective of what comes your way. By the time you are able to do that, and the upcoming children, they must have flair. You must be ready to mix, learn new things. Internet have made it so simple now. You can go to internet to ask questions on what you don't really like. When we were growing up, we don't have some opportunity that the children of nowadays have. They can go to internet, mixed up with people. When you see people in that profession, like when I was growing up, I used to tell my parents then that, okay, I want to, because my father is a building contractor, so I have flair for anything that has to do with building. So by the time I find myself in estate surveying and valuation profession, it is just like a dream come true. And ever since I've come into the profession, I've never regretted it, because it has been from, you keep on learning. Like Mrs. Edwards said, the day you stop learning, that day you start dying. Because on a daily basis, new things keep on evolving. The way we did estate management in the last decade is not the way it is now. And in some years to come, the world is revolving, and we must be ready to move with what is involved in order for us to keep on to be ready. That is what I have to say now. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Hello?
Mrs. Abosede. Thank you so
Hello?
much. Yes, we can hear
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
From
okay.
what you've
You're
said,
welcome.
part of the soft skill is to have adequate knowledge of the land, so that when clients
Yes.
come in and ask about a particular place or a location and you are just mute, that means you're not good enough. So, and it's also a
Yes.
combination of science and art, that you must also have flair for surveying. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you very much,
You're
ma.
welcome.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
welcome.
So the next question that I would like to ask you is that what are the challenges? Now to Mrs. Bolanle Edwards. Mrs. Bolanle Edwards, what are
Yes,
the
please.
challenges in your profession? And how do you think your profession could develop in the nearest future? You first of all help us with the challenges and how you've been able to overcome or override those challenges. Then tell us also how your profession could be developed in the nearest future. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nike.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Talking about the challenges, this is something that I talk about a lot, and it's becoming I'm sounding like a scratch record. Anytime I have an avenue to talk about the challenges we face in this sector. And the number one challenge is the fact that everybody sees every business as being viable. It's a challenge. Even my sister in the estate management sector as well can testify to that everybody now sells the likes of JIDE, TAIWO, and just a few of them. Dia, Fatimileyi, you can count the people who were doing it back in the day. But now it's like what you call pure water. Everybody is into real estate. Somebody who just graduated today will tell you I'm a realtor by the next day. It's a challenge, and it is making our businesses porous. It's giving it a very, it's giving it not such a professional look anymore. And that is why people will need to come up and begin to do the needful. Secondly, because we work with a lot of artisans, our challenge, major challenge, is the fact that those guys do not know better. They didn't go to they're not as well read as us. Fine, they have the skills, but how much of the skills have they been able to brush up in the last, God knows how many years that they've learned the trade? And I'll give an instance of a typical carpenter, a Monsuru that comes to work with you. And it tells you that, this is the way I make this kitchen cabinet. I've been making it like this for the past 20 years or 1880, so they say. And nothing has changed. He hasn't improved on his skills. And the same way he would cut the wood with jagged edges is the same way still doing it in 2022. How do you want to bring that kind of person to your own space, whereby your watchword and your mantra is quality, quality, quality? So it's difficult to work with such people because that is what they know best how to do. And when you want to bring them, they'll tell you that, one day, this Oloyibo people, this is how we've been doing it. So they take it personal. Then another challenge again, lastly, it's our government. If there's regulation to everything that we do, then a lot of sectors will be better managed. And I'm saying this to say that if our regulatory bodies can get more involved in the things that we do, then there can be more consequences for the things that we do, especially those who come and they go against the laws of the land. They tell you importation of furniture back in the day there was an embargo on it, but then we still have people who are bringing them in. So what happens to people like us who are doing bespoke, who are doing Nigerian made, is that there is this very harsh, weather out there that you must be able to compete with the people who are bringing in this product. So that's why the regulatory body is as important as the business in itself. Government needs to do more. So these are the challenges, and that is the way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bolanle Edwards. From what you've said about the challenges, a lot of people are going into this work. Either they know about it or they don't. They are just saying that, oh, I'm an interior decor, and they are just there, spoiling everything. And also you mentioned that the artisan that you work with, most of them, they don't want to embrace the new method of doing things.
No.
Yes, it's also a challenge. Okay. And the regulation, maybe the ban placed on importation of your materials that you've been needing for most of this interior decor is also a challenge. So I want Mrs. Abosede Ige to tell us our own challenges. Please, can you please specify your challenges in the area of estate survey?
Hello, okay. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, ma, we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity once again. The challenges the profession is facing now is not too far from what the people in the interior decoration are facing as well. In this profession now, we have a lot of people, a lot of artisans that have come into the profession. When you see anybody today, they will tell you they are estate agents. Everybody wants to become an estate agent. They will tell you, is it not to rent house? The house over there, I don't know how much to do. They don't want to go through the regulatory body to get it done. So that is why the body of the profession, the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyor and Valuer, they have what we call, there is rules and regulation that actually guided this profession. For you to be a certified estate surveyor and valuer, you need to register with the body. You need to do what we call professional exam. It is when you come out it is when you pass the professional exam, they will certify you as a real professional. And there is another body that regulates the profession of the valuation I've been talking about. There is another body that is saddled with the registration of people that you can be able to, before you can carry out a successful valuation, you must be a registered member of Estate Surveyor and Valuer Registration Board of Nigeria, SVABON. All those acts, they are acts that are being supported by the Nigerian regulation. So in the profession, majorly, the problem we have in the profession today is people that want to be agent at all costs. They didn't go to school to study estate management, but they will tell you that it's not rent house. I know how much a lot of people now, they are having issue in their property because they didn't go through the normal route. They believe that because my son, my daughter knows how much, I'm an agent myself, even the lawyers, they want to become an agent. But what makes the difference is when a professional comes to handle your property for you. If there is an issue, you can lay hold on the professional that you are the one that advised me to do this. The stress will be off you. But if you choose to take it yourself, when the problem comes, you carry the problem yourself. If you see what is happening in our community now, a lot of people, before you bring in anybody into your property, you must be able to confirm that that person has the ability to pay rent. Experience have shown that paying the first rent mostly is always very easy. Subsequent rent is always an issue. If you don't bring in the right people into the house, into the property in the first instance, call the rent for them anything, they are ready to give it to you. But at the expiration of that one, the renewal will become a problem. That's why you have a lot of issues in the court of law today. You will see that the law just came out lately that on no account must any tenant stay in a tenanted house more than 7 days after the expiration of their tenancy. It's because of what has been happening. You will see tenants, they will be in an apartment. By the time their rents expire, they will take their landlord to court. They will tell the landlord, I'm not ready to pay, and nobody will do anything. That is why there is a new law now. On no account must you stay in anybody's house after the expiration of their tenancy. After 7 days, if you are not ready to renew, they evacuate you. So that is the major challenge in the profession. So we really need to keep on enlightening our people that if you want to do it yourself, the consequence, you might get your money initially, but when the problem comes, you might not be able to bear it to you. That is the major problem of the profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. I really appreciate you. Now, for the benefit of the participants that are here, the question is for you and Mrs. Bolanle Edwards. So what subjects would you say are very important to do in senior secondary school if peradventure our prospective students are going to be choosing your profession as their own career?
Okay, it is a must. Anybody that wants to study estate management must have English and maths. That one is a must. You must at least have a credit in English and maths. And you must have good grade in economics. Because you know, I said that estate surveyor and value, we are land economists. So we are the one that manages your land for you to, then you have the knowledge of biology, chemistry, then you have a knowledge of account surveyor. You must have a knowledge of, you must have a good knowledge of calculation, and you must have a good knowledge of accounting, so that when the thing comes up, you'll be able to know. And everybody knows what the building material is saying in the market today. At least as an estate surveyor and valuer, you should be able to advise your clients. If your clients walk up to you and tell you that I want to build a 3-bedroom flat, as of today, you should be able to advise your clients comfortably that because of, as of today, this is what we finish this kind of project you are looking at. So those subjects are very important. Maths, English, economics, chemistry, physics, biology, and if it's a pure science student, he or she must try to have a knowledge of accounting to be able to balance the equation.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Mrs. Bolanle Edwards.
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So,
Okay.
like what she said, we want to know the subjects to offer if we are going to be an
Wow, I must say that it's you must have social skills, which means that you must have maths, English, you must have accounting. I must say that it's almost everything, because the things that we deal with involves a bit of science. It has a bit of maths, in fact, lots of maths in it, lots of accounting, lots of project management. So it's a bit of almost everything. Talk about even physics and chemistry, because there are times that we need to also know some chemicals that we need to use to do some cleaning, and to also do some mixing of paints. You also have to be knowledgeable about that. Architecture, design,
okay,
or everything. So I must say that nothing is left out. You just must equip yourself with everything you can lay your hands on. English speaking, Yoruba, name it, language, because you also need that for presentation as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I would like you to share your biggest how do I put it? Like, for instance, during the period when you switch into interior design consultant, what was your experience when you were able to get your first project done?
I didn't hear you well. Please come up again.
Okay. Like I said, you should maybe share your experience during the period when you move into interior designer consultant. Do you understand?
Okay.
Maybe your biggest projects that you've been involved with. Share your experience. What was the experience like? You understand, so that the participants can also can have that feel.
Okay. Biggest project. I think it was sometime. I'm trying to remember now. Okay, I think it was some 5 years ago, where I had to do a client's office and home. Office and guest house in Lagos here. And the client liked what I did and now said I should come over to Abuja to come and do his office as well. It was running for a particular role in politics, I think presidential role or so. And he said, you have to come to Abuja to come and do up our office. And I was like, wow. I wasn't scared that this is a big job, but I always believe that in every opportunity, every challenge is a great platform for me to explore and express myself. So I was really glad to do that project. I moved into Abuja on the 2nd of January of that year. That's my first time of spending the year without my family. And I found that really awkward, but I mean, it was something I never did before. And when duty calls, you have to go for it. So I ended up spending about 3 weeks in Abuja to do up the business, the project. I enjoyed every bit of it. I delivered top notch. I always like to over deliver than under deliver by His grace. And this is a client that has stayed on ever since then. So I must say that it was challenging because I was working outside of my immediate environment where it was easy for me to just get things. But where I had to go, I had to look for new vendors. Was a new year. The vendors were not even they were not back from Christmas break and all of that. It was very worth it.
Okay.
It was worth it.
Thank you, Ma. Then I also ask a
You're welcome.
question. Was there ever a tone down from a client? Maybe you were given the project. Was there ever a tone down from clients? How were you able to handle it?
Okay, how do you mean tone down?
Like maybe you have your client said you should do a quotation of a particular place, and you did it, and they're like complaining about something. This one is wrong. This one is wrong. How were you able to overcome this challenge?
We get that all the time. We get, as a business and as an entrepreneur, you must be ready for the inevitable, the unexpected, because when they come, you must have the right answers. I've had a client that tells me, I'm an accountant and you're charging me VAT on this product that have already been paid. VAT has already been paid on them.
Wow.
And they will come with all their excuses. They will whimper up all the, no, this is not the way you should do it, blah, 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 blah. Well, if it's not okay by you, I think you should let it go. And for every client I've handled so far, no matter how seeming difficult it may look, we'll become friends at the end of the day.
Wow.
Because like they say, I go by the mantra, customers are very right. So I give you that leverage. You come with your points, I come with my defense, and I will give you my facts and figures so that we can all be happy at the end of the day. I won't want to do the job, and I'm crying, I'm saying, how did I come? How? That I didn't make any money on this. And there are times that clients will come to you and say, you know what? In fact, I can't take this, your quotation. I would rather just step aside and say, fine, it's okay, and they walk away. But I always handle them amicably. Right now, I'm doing a project, it's a kitchen project, and the client comes to me 3 weeks after I'd given the quotation. Oh, okay, you will do the job, but this is how much I'm going to pay you. And I say, like Ms. Ige said, the rising cost of building material now is going up by the second. So anytime we give a quotation, we leave a caveat to say anything can happen the next 24 hours. So this quotation may not fly because we might have to review it so that you're not burning your fingers and you're not going back crying and nobody is listening to you anymore. So we always leave that caveat. So I tell him, I said, well, when I gave this quotation, I left this caveat, this was 3 weeks ago. Things have gone up. The eyeglass board that we use for kitchen cabinets that was going for like 28,000 is now 30,500, sir. Some will come with all their I will listen. But if it looks like it's not going to happen, I will just gently ask. So I don't think they can work with me because it's not even in our own, it's beyond us now. It's beyond the vendors. We can't control the market rates, the exchange rates of dollars is affecting our business miserably. That the only thing you can just opt for is for stability and for the inflation to stabilize.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma.
Welcome.
So I'll also ask Mrs. Abosede Ige, how were you able to undo your biggest project in the estate of your career platform? Your first biggest project.
One of the biggest projects that I got involved with the firm I work with is the consolidation. If you remember the then Keystone Bank, when they want to merge, if you remember the then Abib Bank, when they want to merge to Keystone Bank and become Keystone Bank PHB. I was part of the people that travel. We have what we call nationwide valuation of all the then Abib Bank and PHB Bank then. We went nationwide to value all the branches of the bank. I was part of the people that traveled for the assignment. And it's really challenging in the sense that when you get there, you get to the north, people will look at you. It wasn't as bad as this there. But when you get there, they will ask you, where are you coming from? Why are you here? You need to tell them, we need to give them an introduction letter. You know, because I work for an organization, I went with an introduction letter. They will even tell you, that time, there is one I got involved that there was crisis in that neighborhood. I need to quickly look for somebody to run to. I have foster parents in order for me to be rescued, to get the job done. And like in the building industry now, things are not stable. When you are doing evaluation today, you need to factor in everything on a daily basis. Because the evaluation you did today, you can do evaluation for a client today. A similar project, when you want to value it next tomorrow, the value will be miles apart because of the current inflation rates on building material. Like when Mrs. Bolanle was speaking, the prayer we are praying now is for stability, because on a daily basis, it's becoming something that you cannot explain it. Now, a lot of clients that are building houses now, they will tell you, this is what I want to get for my rent. It's either you get it for me or I look for another person. And like I said the first time when I was speaking, getting the first rent is always very easy. But subsequent rent, you need to look for a client that will be able to deliver. And we used to tell our clients, you don't recoup your investment in the first rent. You need to recoup the investment gradually. It's better you have somebody that have the capacity to pay, that can pay you your rent, that is not too outrageous than to go and bring in somebody that call it 2 million, I'm ready to give you. Maybe it's for me to pay you the first rent. After the first rent, getting subsequent rent will become an issue. So that is the issue we have. But in the issue of trying to call you, we come and tell you, I want to value my property. And this is what I want you to put. I want to go and get facility from the bank. You and I know that this property really, the real value of the property in the market is 40 million. Let's say that. A client can walk up to you to tell you that this property, I want you to value it 80 million. You know, I will need to, no, but they don't want to give what we call share capital. They want to give all the burden. They want the bank to be the one to bear all the burden. So that if anything goes wrong, they can hold on to the partner that advise them on the price. And when you mislead a client, you might lose more than 100 clients through that single act. So it's really a challenge, but God is helping us to overcome it. Those are the challenges in the industry as of today. But we pray that everything will come back to normal, so that we will really come back to everybody will live comfortably in this country and in the part of the world, so that it will be a good place for us to live and to be safe. That is what I have to say.
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma. I also want to ask you a quick question from our audience, from our participants. To become an estate surveyor, can one go through the professional body if they are not able to go to university?
Yes, we have a lot of people now that are estate surveyor and valuer that did not even read it, that did not read the profession while in school. Like in the organization where I work now, a lot of our people in our accounting department, they show interest to become a valuer. What they just need to do, they are going to start the professional exam from the scratch. They will start from the scratch. But if you graduated as an estate surveyor and if you graduated as an estate management student from accredited institution, there is something we call professional practice exam, PPE. That is the only thing. If your school is accredited, that is what you're going to do. If your school is not accredited, you start from level 2 till you get to the final paper. But if peradventure you are not in the field before, you didn't graduate as a student of estate management, but you show interest, you will start the professional exam from the scratch. And if God helping you, if you're able to pass the exam, you will become a qualified estate surveyor and valuer.
Okay. Thank you, Ma. Then how do you handle clients when they don't agree with your evaluation on land or buildings? How do you handle clients?
If we have such issue, sometimes we will part on a good note, because it's not all job you must do. There are some jobs that when you do it, they land you into trouble. Like today now, you can do a violation today. You might find yourself in court because of that violation in the next 10 years. The effects might not be today. So if you find such clients that are not reasonable, because we have some people that are not reasonable, it's better you part with them on a good note. You can advise them. This is JIDE TAIWO. You can tell them to go to another firm where they feel they can get it done, looking for what they wanted. But you will part on a good note. You will still be calling them. Because experience have shown that when people really need, when they want quality, they know where to come to. But when they want quantity, they know where to go to. So if you have people that are looking for quantity, you cannot leave them and let them go. Tell them, okay, you can try another thing. Tomorrow you can come back to us. If there is a saying in Yoruba language, sorry, hope I'm not deviating. If we did not agree today, tomorrow we can agree, but we just part on the friendship note so that we will not create bad impression in the mind of that client. So that is all. But there are some we are able to resolve. We will let them know the reason why it's like this, why it's like this, the reasonable one. They will tend to understand what you're saying, but the unreasonable one, you allow them to.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma.
Welcome.
Yes, Ma. So Mrs. Bolanle Edwards. Mrs. Bolanle Edwards, the question to Mrs.
Yes,
Bolanle.
please.
Yes, Ma.
Please.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. I
You're
asked
welcome.
a question then previously that how can interior design be modified in future? Like when you mentioned all the challenges that you were facing in terms of the government, in terms of so many things, how do you think they can be the career itself can be modified in future? Do you understand? So that all those challenges will be compressed. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Yes.
Yes, I agree with you. Okay, like we have there's an association there's an umbrella where we all come under.
Okay.
There is always an umbrella for so many associations in Nigeria. That's the common thing.
Okay.
But there are some that you know that are adding value to you, and I belong to such. And we have talked about this issue over and over again, that how can we come into this space to make things better, way forward? And we've talked about us having like a hub. You know how you have the computer village in Ikeja?
Okay.
Where you have all those Igbo boys doing fantastic work, even though you have some bad egg of them amongst them that will sell bad phones to you and computer. But you have the very good one who are using their brain to impact, to do better. If that kind of place can be turned into a proper organized hub, I'm sure a lot of them would have annexed the opportunity to do better than what they're doing now.
Okay.
And that same thing goes for us even in the interior business sector, furniture and interior. That if there is a hub, why reinvent the wheel when what you have on ground is working already? That's what I keep saying. If we have a hub where we have individual doing different things for the same achievements or the same delivery at the end of the day.
Okay.
Like in a hub that we would have.
Like division of labor, Ma.
Did you say something?
I said like division of labor. Division like
absolutely.
So that one person will not just face one thing and finish everything.
So you're not running helter-skelter. Not all of us should have a machine, for instance, now to cut wood.
Yes.
If you have somebody who already have those machines in place, why can't I, as Maryedwards, go to that person and just have my machine cut, my wood cut, filed, and properly lipped? Then I have somebody who is also doing resurfacing of wood. I can go to that person, and they can also come to me for maybe logistics. Oh, I have a truck that actually can take all of those things to Lekki from the mainland. It's called a business hub. It's a division of labor. You have a wheel that is working. Why go around looking for and sourcing for these things when you can get them within yourself and amongst yourself? It's called collaboration. So I look forward to more collaborative sector in future, which is now. The future is now, whereby we can begin to address this issue and making sure that the challenges are actually surmounted even within us without having to go outside.
Okay, thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much, ma. So to Mrs. Abosede Ige, please, I would like you to give us a closing remark. Just give us a closing remark, like just end it up with what you want us to know about your career. Thank you, ma. Hello, ma.
Did she hear you?
On a final note.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
yes,
ma.
we can hear
Hello,
you.
are we together?
Yes, ma.
Okay. On a final note, the profession of estate surveying and valuation is a profession that God himself ordained. Let me use that word. Because if I will take us to the Bible, we know that when God created Adam and Eve, he told them that they should be tending the land. He put them in the Garden of Eden. That is where the profession actually started from. So I just want to admonish us that the profession is a good profession that we can encourage our children to pick interest in as they grow up. And the profession of estate surveying and valuation is a profession that is lucrative anytime, any day. And in this profession today, like when Mrs. Edward was speaking, in their profession, they have what they call business hub. In this profession today, we have what we call specialization.
Okay.
We have specialists in what we call valuation. We have specialists in what we call management. We have specialists in what we call letting sales. So we are building a specialization so that if I am a valuer, for example, I needed somebody that is in need of a property, that wants to rent a property, I can refer them to my colleague that is in letting. If there is anybody that wants to buy, I will refer them to somebody in sales. And if you have a property to be managed, I can refer you to somebody in management. Okay. So that we will collaborate to ensure that at the end of the day, the property, the edifice, you have used huge amount of money to erect, you will be able to get the desired return as at when due, so that you will not feel like, why did I need to do this? And will be able to advise you rightly on how to go about your investment at every point in time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Mrs. Bolanle Edwards, your final message to us, ma.
Okay, thank you very much for giving us this platform. I must say that I don't take touch for granted. I would leave a word that whatever we do, regardless of the sector that we all belong to, either estate, project management, interior like I do, it's very, very pertinent for us to leave a lasting impression on in the hearts of our clients. That if whatever it is that is obtainable globally can actually be achieved in Nigeria. Top-notch quality service delivery can be achievable here. And it starts with you and I. I can start by being very detailed in what I do. And that way we can all have an encompassing and all-round quality job, so that people will stop saying, oh, Shobi is Nigeria. Nobody cares. Oh, don't worry, you can just do it. Anybody will accept it. No, let's all begin to do things right and do the right things. Thank you very
so much, ma. Thank you very much, Mrs. Bolanle Edwards.
Thank you, Nike. Well done.
Abosede Ige. Thank you, ma. We can now proceed to the
And she's my sake. I'm also Abosede.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice. I would like to know.
I'm Bolanle Abosede.
Have you?
Funny thing is that I bear Bolanle too. Sure, you can see, but it's an name.
Can you imagine?
Wow. The small world, the small world.
Amen.
To stay. it will become a global thing by the
Amen.
grace of God. You
Amen.
are doing a wonderful work. I pray for the grace and the strength to carry on. God will continue to grant unto you. And as you are saving other people's children, your own children, God, they will not be left unattended to. God will send an helper that will take them to their placement in destiny. You are welcome.
Amen.
God bless you, really. So
Amen.
I will not mind you anytime you have a program like this. I don't need to be a facilitator. I would like to learn more from you because learning never stops. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
So yes, so as I said, the other group is still on, so I don't need to keep you on. You can actually leave. I know that there's lots of other stuff to do. So thank you once again for coming. Okay. Bye, ma.
Bye. Thank you.
Mrs. Adenike, your final speaker just arrived.
Okay.
We are going to interview him separately.
Okay. No problem.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
but he's still connecting. So once he comes in, then
Okay.
we can take him to the
Okay.
room.
Okay.
Mr. Shola, just your final words about your feeling about the session.
Them,
Sorry?
give them a better view of what the work life is all about, how and where their passion and other things can come in. So it's really an informative session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mrs. Sholari, thank you for moderating the group. What are your feelings about the whole session? How did it go for you? Mrs. Jumoke?
Yeah, it was quite interesting for me and eye-opening too. I hope the viewers would have gotten a lot of points from interviewing both ladies. Because I realized, in fact, like I told Mrs. Shola, I never knew that a non-lawyer could decide to be a company secretary. So I really enjoyed myself. It was really eye-opening. And because Amazing and I have a relationship, maybe I was able to ask her more pertinent questions and remind her of certain things so as not to, confuse the listeners. I think it was an okay session. It was better than the last one I did, I think. I'm getting better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. So I'd like to thank our participants as well. Akemini, how are you? I saw you in the first session this morning, and you're in this session. I hope it has been a good session for you. Akemini.
Great time. Okay, I had a great time and I was able to learn a lot from it today. I was able to learn that we should think critically, and also that anything we don't like to do, regardless of the fact that we don't like it, we just have to do them because it's essential for us.
Okay. So the things that need to be done to build your skills, you just need to build the grit to stay the course. So thank you so much, Akemini, for that. We also have we have a steward I saw. Well, by and large, I'd like to say thank you very much for being around. Thank you to our participants. This was the second session. The final session